set to get together here at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville.
A lot of legends walking around here.
We hand off to Herschel. He's running over. He ran right through two men.
Manning rolling to the right side, throws at the end zone.
Touchdown, Tennessee! My God almighty, did you see what he did? We just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot.
Dobbs heaves it.
Jawan Jennings! Tennessee wins!
Outside to the house, touchdown Zamir White. Jordan Davis swallowed him whole. Pick, he's gonna take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown to Goldie. Hooker into the checkerboard. Touchdown Tennessee. What a big play by the Tennessee defense. Crank up Rocky Top. Some of the great moments in the previous 50 meetings between these two SEC East rivals. And with that, the Home Depot SEC on CBS brings us back to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Vols on their home field with their powered tee and a fan base of about 109,000 today as they host the #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. As you take a look at the SEC East standings, Georgia alone on top, trying to cap off a perfect conference season for the first time since 1982. And they already know they've got a date in Atlanta for the SEC championship. They just don't know who their opponent will be quite yet. The power tee opening up, and the Volunteers will follow Smokey out. 5 wins, 3 in conference play, and in those wins, they've averaged 49 points a game. Question is, can they do it against this group? Here comes the #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia trying to go to 10-0. Before we kick, we go to the third member of our team, Jamie Erdahl. Jamie?
Brad Gary, it seems every team in search of a championship faces adversity, and Georgia is no different in this fate. Kirby Smart has shared with us that there is a stomach flu bug going through this team right now. 8 players are experiencing symptoms of the 70 that traveled to Knoxville. They are receiving IV hydration right up until kickoff, and some of those players are starters. Furthermore, Georgia remains without linebacker Adam Anderson. He is facing a felony charge after being accused of rape in late October. Anderson turned himself into police on Wednesday and remains in custody until a bond hearing next week. He has denied the allegations. Georgia suspended Anderson indefinitely from all team activities. Brad, Coach Kirby Smart told us that he is being kept updated through the university.
All right, Jamie, thank you. And in both those instances, for the reasons Jamie just described, the depth of Georgia will be tested a little bit more today than normal. 50 degrees, sunny skies, packed house at Neyland.
Jamie's really good, but she couldn't get the names of the guys that are on the AV. Nobody could get that out of Kirby. No one.
Nope, not the guys that have got the flu. Georgia leads the series by a couple. They have won 9 of the last 11. They won the toss and deferred, so Tennessee to receive. Jake Camarda has got it teed up. Velus Jones is back deep for Tennessee. And we're underway. Jones caps under this at the 3. Dangerous receiver, good return man, got it out around the 23. Here you see the hurry up of the Tennessee offense to the 27. Hooker going to go deep, and he's got a man wide open, and he just overshot Velus Jones. It would have been a touchdown.
Hard to believe they scored on the first play of the game against Kentucky, and against Georgia now they should have scored on the second play of the game. If that ball is catchable and with that wide open, you got to throw one that your receiver can judge it and make that catch. That's the one you can't overthrow.
They had 70 and 72-yard touchdown throws on their first 4 plays. First couple of plays, actually.
Holy cow.
A week ago.
You got to figure Georgia's working on big plays early, and they still popped it.
3rd and 5. Here's Hooker on the run. Getting to the edge, got the first down and more. Out across the 40. First down, Tennessee.
Well, we talked about the skill that Hendon runs the ball with. Can he take the hits all game? He will if he runs against this Georgia defense.
And now it's Small who takes it into Georgia territory. Jabari Small with a big gain.
Tough to show highlights and replays because Tennessee, when they get it going, will continue to snap it fast. Here they go.
Small got 9. Second and short, and the throw is complete. First down, out of bounds to 46. Jalen Hyatt. And Tennessee rolling here on the opening possession.
There's always a phrase of the week. And for Tennessee, the phrase of the week this week was, get it started. Each series, get it started.
They got it started.
You bet.
And again, Small cuts outside, got around a would-be tackler, Nakobe Dean, and Tyndall bring him down. But another good game.
So for the last 2 weeks, Georgia has faced backup quarterbacks. They're not facing a backup quarterback today.
They got too many guys on the field right now. The center judge is holding things up.
There was a substitution by Tennessee, and they'll allow Georgia to substitute.
Georgia gets to match. Now everybody's set. Second down at 5. Quick throw to the outside. Complete. Another first down. Jalen Hyatt again. They started this drive at the 23. They've worked it to the Georgia 31. Hooker backpedals. Goes long to the corner of the end zone. Broken up. And a flag down on Kelee Ringo.
And Kelee Ringo, the freshman, knew he was beat. He didn't know where the football was, and he decided, I'm going to get pass interference. It's only a 15-yard penalty rather than letting the ball be caught. It's a smart move.
Defense, number 5, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And you see Ringo draped all over the intended receiver.
We all know the difference in the rules. In the NFL, the ball would go to the 2-yard line.
Right.
Here it's a 15-yard penalty. Bottom of the screen, man-to-man coverage, beats him cleanly. Nice throw this time. Your guy can catch it 2 yards inbounds.
Tennessee already in the Georgia red zone at the 16 with that penalty. 4 runs and 3 passes so far in the opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, and as important as 4 and 3 is it's 7 plays, keeping your defense off the field. Remember, a week ago against Kentucky, they scored, but they didn't have a lot of plays.
They only had the ball for 13 minutes and 23 seconds, and they scored 3.5 points a minute in that 45-42.
Yeah.
That's just unbelievable.
And the 4 runs, the shortest they gained is 4 yards. Look at the space they're given to the slot.
Hooker on the run. Down to the 10, maybe the 9. Numbers from a week ago. Look at that.
Amazing.
Most of the coaches, both for Georgia and Tennessee, so we've never seen anything like it.
Right.
And they're already at the Georgia 9-yard line. And that looks more like the Georgia defense. Jalen Wright maybe got a yard.
So right now, Coach Heupel is deciding whether if it's 4th and short, will he go for it? Will he kick a field goal?
And again, both teams substitute. Jabari Small comes back into the Tennessee backfield. 3rd down and 3. Tennessee a 45% 3rd down team so far this year. Got to get to the 6. Hooker throws it. They are going to get more than 6. They'll get a 6-point touchdown, Tennessee. Start fast, I guess so, Gary.
Yeah, the bunch formation really exposed the Georgia defense this time. Little play action, just a little bit of a delay, and you've got your fast receiver on an inside linebacker on the play.
Our AT&T 5G pylon cam sees Jones come right into your picture.
What a drive.
Chase McGrath in for the point after. Georgia's given up more points in the opening drive to the Volunteers than they average per game in their previous 9 opponents. 77 yards in 10 plays. Hendon Hooker, his 22nd touchdown toss of the year, and the Volunteers up 7-0. Quick throw to the outside. He's got a man wide open, and it's Kearis Jackson on the run.
Well, you talk about a starting play that was perfectly called. Tennessee comes with a slot blitz. They're bringing people right behind it is where the screen goes, and perfect call with the perfect call from the defense at the same time. Say this.
On their third down conversions, they're going to have to get it into Tennessee territory to move the chains right here. 3rd down and 7.
One note, it's a Broderick Jones at left tackle here. In for the injured Salyer, number 69, 59, playing left tackle. Let's watch that matchup.
James Cook in the Georgia backfield. Bennett flushed out of the pocket. He can run, and he does, and he's got the first down. Goes down to the 43-yard line, and that's the added advantage that he gives this Georgia offense.
Well, I'll tell you what, Broderick Jones got away with one here. He held on the play. Watch this. It's a blitz coming from, I think it's a corner cat. Watch him grab and turn just at the end of that play.
14-yard scramble by Bennett. Now it's James Cook for 3. Brought down by Roman Harrison. Bowers, the tight end, is lined up on the left. He's a dangerous combination receiver. James Cook, and Cook into the secondary. James Cook, he will score. Touchdown, Georgia. 39 yards.
Cedric Van Pran, number 63, the center. Watch the job he does getting to the second level to make this play. Combo block inside from the right guard, Erickson, and then he climbs to the secondary and makes the play on the linebacker. What a beautiful job blocking by that Georgia offensive line. And they might not have been behind by a lot, and they weren't behind by a lot either.
Not for very long.
2:32.
But Lesney in for the point after. It's up and good.
Beautiful execution by that Georgia offensive line.
Season-long 39-yard gallop for James Cook caps a 78-yard touchdown march in 6 plays. First quarter, a lot of fireworks already at Neyland. We're tied at 7. It's 3rd down and short. Less than a yard. This is Hooker, and he didn't get it. Wow. And it was Tyndall first, and then Kobe Dean cleaned up.
Same 2 guys. Those second layer, those linebackers. This time, Dean is in that outside linebacker, that bear look when he lines up at outside, almost defensive end, and then cleaned up by leading tackler on the team, Tyndall.
Kenny McIntosh in the backfield with Stetson Bennett. Bennett to throw on 1st down. Nope, not going to throw on 1st down. Down he goes. And it's big Matthew Butler. That's only the 6th sack given up by Georgia this year.
When you see a sack and you see a quarterback pause in the backfield, you know the coverage was good. They tried to get a swing pass to the outside, covered well, and then Schaefer cannot hold up inside at left guard.
And a loss of 8. Gary talked about the tackle for loss group from Tennessee, and they've got back-to-back. That's Omari Thomas.
Yeah, and this time Warren Erickson, number 50, reaches to make the block and gets beat inside. That's the one thing when you step outside and that guy takes that inside move, you've got to hustle and try to take his legs out.
A loss of 8 and then a loss of 4 more. And it's 3rd and 22, and you got to be careful here.
Yeah, I think that play call from Todd Monken will be very careful or very deep. Nothing in between.
James Cook's going to flush out of the backfield. It's the quick throw to Kearis Jackson. Jackson got a couple blocks and got back across the original line of scrimmage, but it's 4th down.
So for a defense of Tennessee that gave up over 600 yards last week, 99 plays from Kentucky, and on the first drive, Georgia goes down the field, that is a big stop for this defense.
Tim Banks, their defensive coordinator. Well done by the Vols defense. It'll force Jake Kamar to punt.
Jabari Small, number 2, is the main guy.
Hooker throws again, wide open receiver, and another first down, and this one's Ramel Keaton.
Well, we met Hendon Hooker yesterday, and he is a cool customer.
Yeah, he is.
And he is starting this game as a cool customer again.
Jordan Davis is down right now. That causes the chorus of boos from the fans in Knoxville, thinking that Georgia's taking a little breather here because of the hurry-up offense in Tennessee to try to slow them down. Hooker, look out from behind. He got away from Wyatt. And he not only got away, he might be close to a first down. Ball comes out at the end. All kinds of things happening on that play.
Well, Wyatt inside makes the play. Just an arm over, does a swim against Jerome Carvin, number 75, and gets into the backfield. And as Brad told you, just a miraculous getaway from that pass rush.
The ruling is that there was a fumble recovered by the offense. First down.
So that's a pickup of 18.
And it should have been a loss of about 7.
Yeah. So Tennessee right back in Georgia territory at the 38-yard line.
Is under further review.
They're going to take a look at whether or not he was down.
After review, the runner's knee was down before the fumble. Will be 2nd down and 1 from the 47-yard line.
So they got it right. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Small with Hooker in the backfield. They throw it. It's a first down to Jones. To the 41, Velus Jones. And now they're going to hurry to see the wide receivers run it back and get it to the official as fast as they can. So they can keep going at this 3 plays a minute pace. Hooker fires far side again, caught by Tillman.
So when we spoke to Hendon Hooker, we asked, why is it so different from you at Virginia Tech to here? He said, I just feel comfortable. They call plays. They let me be me. I feel like I'm the guy out there running the offense instead of running somebody else's offense.
Here he throws late and high and incomplete, intended for Jones, and a flag down. We might have a holding on Tennessee.
I'm wondering, or did they hit the quarterback in the head on the play? I think it was holding first. Did they do both?
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 2nd down.
That matchup has been a problem. Devontae Wyatt beat Carvin earlier. Jerome Carvin, number 75 on Wyatt. And you can see the grab right there.
Yep.
Easy call. And the hand does come to the helmet, but maybe not enough.
So that backs Tennessee up to the 48-yard line of Georgia. With a 2nd and 17 now. These quick throws, a group of 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. It's just pitch and catch right now for Hooker and company. They're coming to the same way with a wide out there. And the inside move by Keaton gets it back to the 43, so we've got about 5.
Well, you're seeing modern football, the spread offense, the hurry up, the effective wide receivers. What they do is we know we're not as good at them in the box, so we don't go at them in the box.
Hit as he throws is Hooker, but he still got it to Tillman. Down the sideline. Flag is down.
Yeah, Darian Kendrick is saying he got thrown down on the play. Let's see what they call. To the outside on the play. Who throws who down? And Kendrick saying he did. I think Jalen Hyatt's saying we're both fighting. He fell. Let's see what they call.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 11.
Look at that.
That penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
A 28-yard pickup.
Kendrick, the transfer from Clemson. A lot of fighting right there. I don't see anybody reason to call that on either guy on that play. If they're going to let him fight out there. Beautiful throw, though, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Zipped it out there. No time for a safety to get there. lot of space right here on the slot. A lot of space.
They fake the end around and throw to the end zone. In and out of the hands of Fant, the tight end. Got one hand on it.
What you like down here when you throw to these tight ends is to keep the ball high. Coming off the slot, throw the ball up in the air where only your guy can get it. Let those big tight ends go up there. You hope with two hands, but look at that. Above the DBs, only the Tennessee receiver could get it.
Second down. Hooker is going to run it inside the 10, down to around the 7. In Josh Heupel's head coaching career, his first year here at Tennessee and the 3 previous years at UCF, he's never had a team that didn't score at least 14 points. Georgia doesn't give up 14 kind of points, but right. Tennessee's heading that way right now.
Yeah, they're like 13 all years there.
Hooker.
That's out of it.
Yeah, that one's a little high.
That's high.
That was even high for the guy in the first row.
Right. We like to throw him high down here, but that's... Nobody really to go to the ball to, and everybody's yelling to the referees, I got held, he got held, and those back judges and officials are going to have their eyes open and not listen to all the chatter because everybody's grabbing right now.
Chase McGrath will come out to try to tack on 3 here. This will be a 24-yard field goal attempt for Chase McGrath. Georgia's good at blocking kicks. They have been this year. They don't get anywhere near this one. Tennessee has the lead for the second time in the first quarter against the #1 team in the country. Josh Heupel's Volunteers up 10-7. See what they do here. Empty backfield, so it looks like it'll be a throw unless Bennett does it with his legs. 3rd down and 5. Throw to the outside, and it's too far in front of McConkey.
Yeah, he missed him. And the body reaction from Stetson after he let it go, he knows he missed him. Had a little bit of a pick to the outside, inside slot. He's got him for a first down and just let him too much. Watch it. He knows. Right away.
And JT Daniels talking with him on the sideline. Jalen Wright in the backfield with Hooker. They fake it to him. They throw to Jones, who's met head-on by Chris Smith. But he's still got a couple yards.
And that's how you tackle in the secondary. Chris Smith on that one.
We played 15 minutes. Top-ranked Georgia finds itself in an unfamiliar position, trailing 10-7 to the Tennessee Volunteers. Depot SEC on CBS heads into quarter number 2 in Knoxville. And Tennessee leading Georgia 10-7. A lot of people are saying, when's the last time Kirby Smart's team was behind in the second quarter? Mississippi State a year ago. And questions have been all year long. Can they play from behind? So we'll find out. They've been behind twice already in this game, and Tennessee's got the ball back. Hooker wanted to go deep, and he got hit from behind by Trayvon Walker, I think.
Now that's a quick pass rush right there. 2nd 8, and he gets overwhelmed. I think that's a fumble. That ball wasn't going forward, I don't think. But the recovery by Wright.
I guess it was a Kobe Dean just right in the middle of the pack.
Overwhelmed with that pass rush. Now that looked like the Georgia defense.
Yep.
You know, first sign was on 1st down. They ran that slot screen. Instead of getting 5 or more, they got 2, and then they came. It looks like that Georgia defense is tightening up.
Loss of 11 on that one. They keep it on the ground. And again, that looks like the Georgia defense. It'll force a punt. Bowers is in the slot on the left. And that's Washington trailing him. They get it to James Cook instead. And Cook's got a first down and then some.
One of those easy little long handoffs that you can give a quarterback to get into rhythm. Throw it about 3 yards. Good job there just taking out, blocking in front. That's where those tight ends, when you're able to play those multiple tight ends and they can run well enough in space, they can really help you in the blocking and the screen game.
James Cook got 12 off that reception. Tennessee's got a good season going under their first-year head coach Josh Heupel right now and has the lead on the top team in the land. Bennett takes off on the run, and he gets the first down. What a little move on out there in the middle of the field.
Well, remember in the Ole Miss game right here in this stadium, Matt Corral ran 30 times for 222 yards net. Gross in that game had some sack yardage, but when he ran the ball, he was effective. You knew you were going to see the quarterback run.
Stetson got 12. The guy that made the stop, Jeremy Banks, comes out. Looks like he's favoring his right arm. He's already got a brace on his right bicep. So another first down at the 42. Bennett loads it, throws short, got it to Bowers, the tight end. That's what Gary and I were just talking about. Number 19 is a mismatch for just about anybody.
Yeah, and that's how you can really break down a defense is you got the threat of going long, and then you got those athletes coming across the field. Bowers gets a little bit of traffic and then kind of frees up late. Good job by that offensive line. Plenty of time on that throw. Again, a first down throw on that play action pass.
Bowers got 9 on his 29th reception of the year. Zamir White, little pitch, trying to get to the edge. Got the first down. Knocked out of bounds at the 30. Bowers in motion. Here comes a blitz from the secondary. Bennett's running for his life. And tried to throw. It's scooped up. McCullough. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, the question here, does he get out inside the tackle box? Because the ball does not get it past the line of scrimmage.
Zamir White was in the vicinity, so was an offensive lineman.
And here's the tackle box. Does he get outside that tackle box? It's close, isn't it? Offensive line hold up and pass protection. That's the question here on 3rd and long.
This would be a long field goal if they don't pick up the first down. 3rd and 8. Bennett has time, running out of time, and running out of the pocket again, but he's not going to get the first down this time. Did get it to the 23, however.
5-man rush that time. The inside linebacker comes to an extra blocker, so you can't double team any of the 4 men. And this time Stetson Bennett cannot find anybody to throw to. Flashes, but too far to get the first down. Another stop for that Tennessee defense.
So, Podlesny in for a 40-yard field goal attempt out of a Jake Camarda hold. They're trying to tie the game. Podlesny from 40, right down the middle.
Right down the middle, right? Whew.
So with 9:42 remaining in the first half, have our second tie of the ball game. Stetson Bennett, they would have liked 7, but they'll settle for 3 in a 10-10 tie. And it's Hooker. Georgia's defense went for the tailback. Hooker got 5. Kobe Dean made the tackle.
If they gain 5 yards, they're going fast.
Hooker looking deep, going far side and broken up, incomplete. Lewis Cine was covering back there. Jalen Hyatt, the guy Gary just mentioned.
Yeah, he had a good matchup there. Inside, you got a safety covering a speed slot right there. Cine is more of a box player, but the ball was not in the field. And Cine was able to force him wide, look for the ball. Perfect job by Lewis Cine.
We asked Hendon Hooker, when you got here after transferring, did you start throwing right away to your guys? He said Jalen Hyatt was the first guy. I called him up. We were out on the field 12 hours after I got to Knoxville.
I think he said on Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Right away.
inside. That's good for first down. Jackson makes the tackle on Fant.
And he had pressure in his face right away inside. Coming in, I think it's Quay Walker, it was, and he gets the ball right in his face.
And this throw is intercepted. Picked off by Kendrick. First bad pass. Now the ball is loose at the end of the play. And Derrick Kendrick's got his second interception of the year.
I think he was trying to throw the ball to Velus Jones, number 1, the slot, and it just sailed on him. Remember the high pass he had near the goal line, or almost went over the goal post? I think he's trying to get it right here in the slot. Throws it a stop route, goes over one guy right to the other corner that wasn't even covering Velus Jones on the play. Ball just sails, and boy, not even close.
Kendrick, the transfer from Clemson, who became a starter, instant starter here in the SEC with Georgia, as the big play on the turnover. Bennett, deep middle, got it, complete. McConkey for the first down.
Well, give this one to the offensive line. Remember last time he was flush. This time Tennessee brings 6 rushers. And this offensive line for Georgia picks it up beautifully to allow the easy throw.
Georgia giving Tennessee a little taste of their own medicine with a hurry up. And James Cook takes it down inside the 10.
It's exactly what you did, and now Tennessee has a player that's laying on the grass, and whatever Georgia fans are here, they're booing.
Georgia was going in a hurry again. They were going to go first and goal at the 9.
Counter Trey, squeeze through, and then get into the secondary, use the umpire as a shield, and get a big positive running play. You see the offensive lineman at the end, they're waving like, hurry up, and get up here and run another one.
Nobody to fake it to for Bennett, so he's going to run with it. Stetson Bennett, touchdown, Georgia.
What a play.
9-yard touchdown run by Stetson Bennett.
What I think about this, Ness, is all the time when I'm reading about the Georgia quarterback position and Stetson Bennett, all I hear about all the time is what he can't do. He can't do this, he can't do that. Well, here's what he can do, and he's been doing for the Georgia team. Gives him that extra dimension in the running game, and I tell you, his teammates play for him. It is his job, as we said in the open, to lose, and if you put W's, you don't lose your job.
That's right. Leslie in for the point after, as Georgia has taken the lead for the first time. First rushing touchdown of the season for Stetson Bennett, the 4th. Capping off a 40-yard drive following the interception for the touchdown and the lead for the Dogs. And they go in a hurry. Georgia just a 3-man defensive front. Jabari Small trying to weave his way through that group, and he's not going to make it.
So Georgia was not quite lined up right correctly that time, but when we talked to Kirby yesterday, he said, listen, we watched all the games. No one has lined up correctly on every play
against these guys.
Yeah, all year, because they go fast, and it's just hard to do.
On 3rd and 4, Hooker throws. Whoa, that one got away from him. That is 4th down.
That's, 2 out of the last 3 passes have gotten away from him. Remember when he completed that one with that guy, with Quay Walker right in his face? This time he goes left, and then that's another high throw. Had 3 very high throws, not even in the ballpark so far here in this game, and giving the ball back to this Georgia offense. Tennessee is last in the conference in 3rd down defense. Give 49% of the time teams are converting on 3rd down against this defense. If they could get one, if they could hit the other side of the 49 right now, it'd be a huge stop.
And one of the worst in the country, too.
Yes.
Cook is in there on this 3rd down.
They've been bringing 5 and 6. What will they do this time?
Mitchell and Burton are the wide receivers. Bennett was going for Fitzpatrick, the tight end, and missed him by quite a bit.
Yes, he did. But enough.
Hooker's throw is on target this time. And nice gain after the play. Romel Keaton wheeled around. Didn't look like he had a lot of room to work on that sideline, and picked up Good yardage, about 8 yards.
Mel Keaton coming into this game because of injury only had 1 catch. He's being counted on now.
And now it's Jabari Small with his hand on his blocker leading the way. And a nice run by Small.
So second and short, they won on first down, and you get behind it, and as Ness said, you just see almost the old Green Bay sweep that time.
Hooker loads, going deep, far sideline, just over the fingertips of Keaton. Meanwhile, it's third down. Hendon Hooker set to throw. Fires in traffic, incomplete. Nakobe Dean broke it up.
I think he's the best linebacker in the country.
I haven't seen any better.
That's for sure. That's right. As well.
So Georgia's 90 yards away from the Tennessee end zone. The fans are really getting into it. James Cook goes for 9, though. That'll quiet him for a second. Jeremy Banks.
If you're Todd Monken, excuse me, Brad, if you're Todd Monken, how do you manage Stetson Bennett? You know what he is, you know what he isn't, you know what he can provide. You don't want to make a mistake down here. Todd Monken has to realize they get the ball to start the second half, kind of see where you go before you open this thing up, maybe.
That was a good way to open it with a 9-yard gain for Cook. And here comes another one for Cook up the middle, across the 25 to the 26.
I think they might let him throw now to get the ball down here. Earn the first down. Plenty of time to still run this offense.
Bennett gonna go deep. He's got Bowers out there. Did he make the catch? Or did he run out of real estate? He's out of bounds.
Well, he caught it. Did he get his foot down? Catch.
Oh, boy.
I thought he had his left foot. They're going to have to take a look at this and slow it down. Spectacular athlete. Control of the ball. Did he have it with his left foot before his right foot? That's going to be the question.
You saw Kirby Smart still got the vertical jump.
Yes, he is. Right there. He could have caught it and kept a foot in. Does he have control of it when his left foot is on the ground?
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The pass is incomplete. Third down.
Boy, if that would have been a more accurate throw, it would have been a huge play. Had no one really there. Jeremy Banks, the inside linebackers on coverage. That thing could have gone with a good throw, could have gone the distance. Here's the coverage right here. Inside linebacker way behind. He's got him for a touchdown. But an inaccurate throw produces the incomplete pass.
So third down and 7.
Todd Monken gave him one right there, didn't he?
Yep. Bennett down the middle. That one he got in there for a first down to Mitchell. Mitchell still hand fighting for the ball and says, I've got it. And the official agrees.
Everybody who plays quarterback loves to throw the square in. Here's the square in. Look at all that space inside. And he's got an easy first down.
Now he goes back to the outside. And this is Mitchell again. Back-to-back throws to A.D. Mitchell.
First down. Get out of the half.
Bennett going to take off with it. No, he's going to throw late. He got it to Mitchell. I thought he was going to run. He was almost at the line of scrimmage, and then he just flipped it.
Remember how Stetson Bennett made a name for himself. Back in the year, he was Baker Mayfield for the scout team. That was a Baker Mayfield play right there.
Third and 5, they bring an extra rusher. He throws again, and this one is caught again by Mitchell. He's got 4 catches on this drive.
Well, we're going to see if he caught this one. Ball is thrown exactly where it needs to be thrown, to the outside, but does he get it before it hits the ground? Looks like he got his arm underneath it.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
A.D. Mitchell, it's his drive right now with his quarterback. And most of the drive has been Bennett to Mitchell. Or Bennett running. James Cook flushes out of the backfield, an empty set here.
Man-to-man coverage, linebacker goes out with him. You know you got man.
Bennett loads, goes that way to the corner. Got it! Touchdown! Gary called it. Bennett threw it. Cook caught it. 23 yards for the Bulldogs score.
Modern day football, you put a running back out wide, shove the linebacker out there. Now I got it. I've got a skilled player on a linebacker, and it's gone.
That throw was perfect.
What a drive.
90 yards in 11 plays in 3 minutes. And the extra point is good. Georgia trailed 10-7 in this game. They just went 90 yards in 3 minutes. Bennett to Cook, and now they lead by 2 touchdowns. Hooker looking left, looking down. Georgia gets to him. Robert Beal, who was shaken up a couple series ago, comes up with a sack.
Well, I have a trusted friend who went and watches Georgia practice a lot, and he says, you know, when you go out there, you can't tell the first-string guys from the second and third-string guys.
Numbers are just different. Yes. That's about it. And now maybe they are just going to let the clock wind down and not try anything fancy here in the final seconds. That'll be the case, and that'll be the half. So the fans that were so riled up at the beginning, and especially when their team had a 10-7 lead, a little anxious there by their offense not trying something late in the half. Kirby Smart, meanwhile, happy with how things went there on the last series offensively and how his defense settled in after the opening drive at Tennessee. Looked like they were going to carve things up. So Georgia got an interception by Kendrick. They got a touchdown run by their quarterback. They got a perfect toss to James Cook, and they've got a 2-touchdown lead. Be a big play for the Tennessee defense if they can get off the field here. Bennett all day to throw, now running out of time. And he's going down back at the 20. And it's Byron Young with a sack.
Yeah, you don't get a sack like that if that secondary doesn't do their job. Let's take a look at it. They're playing a zone defense, 3 deep, 5 underneath, no real clear, easy throw. And I bet right there Stetson Bennett says, if I don't have an easy one, I'm not going to take a chance with the lead.
And Kirby Smart watching the whole thing happen right in front of him. Camarda to punt. And a great punt by Camarda. Way back to the 18 goes Jones. And now he's coming the other way, though. Velus Jones, and he dropped the ball. Tennessee's covered it, though. A good return, a fortuitous bounce. The special teams covers it. They're going to have good field position. It's out of the way as Tennessee hurries here. This might be a double pass. It is. Man's out there, but it just hung in the air too long, and Lewis Cine said, I've seen this before.
So Lewis Cine saw something else. When he saw the quarterback go under center on the play, that tipped him off.
3rd down and 7. Hooker on a slant, complete. And Tillman's got it down to the 41-yard line of Georgia.
3rd and long again. You got to think Tennessee, are they going to, well, they do hurry up.
Georgia had too many guys on the field. Long ball is tipped away at the last moment by Kendrick, who had the interception earlier. We got flags all over the place.
Well, Georgia tried to get their nickel or dime defense out there, and Tennessee went fast. As soon as they saw a substitution, they went kind of like a mayday, mayday call and hurried up the play.
Georgia had about 16 guys on the field at the time. And then at the end of the play.
And pass interference and too many men on the field, I think, on the play.
We'll let James Carter tell us.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Illegal substitution, more than 11 players in the formation. That penalty is declined. pass interference, defense, number 29, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, the danger that Georgia tried to do was substitute when the ball was on the far hash that time. That's what cost them.
Tennessee 71 yards on the ground. It came in averaging 217.
Yeah, that's the first time in the last 5 games against Georgia they've been able to run the ball for more than 70 yards.
Here's Small in the open field, taken down by Lewis Cine.
Remember, Jamie talked to Josh Heupel at the end of the first half, and Josh mentioned we got to run the ball better because in the last 4 meetings, Tennessee has not been able to run the ball against this Georgia defense.
This time Georgia will get its substitution change, and Tennessee will go to a little sugar huddle, which we haven't seen much of, about 3 yards from the football on 4th down. Hooker rolling left, looking to throw, back across his body, incomplete out of the back of the end zone.
Nowhere to go with the football. Defended perfectly by Georgia. There's a reason why they're only giving up an average of 6.6 points a game. It was an unbalanced line, somewhat of a gimmick play, nothing available.
Georgia takes over on downs. Would have been his 84th birthday today, Buddy Bennett.
A Bennett pickoff right about here if Georgia throws it again.
And James Cook to the edge. Did he stay in bounds? No. Tiptoed out, but he still got a first down. Cook with 96 yards on the ground. Couple of touchdowns, including one off the arm of Stetson Bennett. Kenny McIntosh going to take his spot here to give him a breather. This is McIntosh. Kenny McIntosh goes for 15.
Ness, you're talking about this Tennessee defense. Beasley and Banks are making a lot of tackles, but this could have been a defense that had Kavarius Crouch and Henry To'oTo'o as their inside linebackers. Crouch playing for Michigan State, To'oTo'o playing for Alabama. They had a lot of transfers from this Tennessee team.
You came up with this list. This is unbelievable. These guys are all starting somewhere else.
All starters, and not just, I'll tell you what, not just starting and not contributing. These are a lot of guys that could have given that depth that we talk about Georgia for this Tennessee football team.
So with that, you got to give credit to Josh Heupel for piecing this thing together and still being this competitive. Absolutely. I don't know if you want to pick the number 1 team in the country for homecoming, but they do that a long time ago. Here's Bennett on the RPO and the keeper, and he's got the first down before he's driven down by Trayvon Flowers.
Is he looking to lateral that ball? He's kind of got a wry smile on his face. Watch when he gets out.
Who's he going to lateral to? There's nobody out there.
Yeah, somebody comes from behind there, and I think he's looking at the end of it. Can he lateral the football?
Oh, at the very end.
Yeah, right at the end of the play.
Yeah, you don't want to get that fancy. Anyway, he got a first down to the 40. Now he's going to throw on the flat. That one got tipped at the line of scrimmage. Getting a hand in the way was Jaquan Blakely. He'll get it in James Cook's hands. Thought about it. Now Bennett's running for his life, and he's got a defender that's just as fast as he is. Might be a horse collar, though, which would really change the complexion of this thing, because it would have been a huge loss. Byron Young ran him down.
Couldn't outrun Byron Young, but maybe just enough to get, as Ness said, the horse collar. I broke my ankle on a play just like that.
They didn't call him in your day.
Nope, and it wasn't a penalty either.
There were 2 fouls in the play, 1 by each team. Personal foul, horse collar tackle against the defense. Intentional grounding on the 13 offense. Those penalties all set, and we play 3rd down.
So we'll do it all again.
Ball, even though he's outside of the pocket, he doesn't, with the football, get it across the line of scrimmage. Seems like there should be a call when you're in imminent danger like that. It should be able to, when you're getting a
Get rid of anything.
You should be able to do whatever you want on the play, I think.
Byron Young is an unbelievable story. Came out of junior college, Georgia Military College, and he walked on and tried out there. He's working at a Dollar General store, and now he's playing in the SEC. And he's a really good player.
He's a really fast player, I'll say that.
Third down and 10. Bennett down the middle, tucked it in complete, and a first down to Bowers.
Stop route. He knows he's going to Bowers. One-on-one. The ball's halfway there when Bowers turns around. Remember that pass against Florida, similar for a touchdown.
And that was to Bowers, too.
Yep. Threw it early, feathered it up. That one was halfway to Bowers, and he knew it. He had a one-on-one, and he liked the matchup, and he let it go. Stetson's gone 25 throws, the most I've done all year. I'm going to need a little liniment done.
That's right. And if I complete one more, that's going to be more than I've completed all year. Here's Cook on the end around. Got a good block. James Cook.
Did he pitch it to him? Because if he did, it's going to count as a pass.
It is.
Yep.
So there's your 15th completion. Bennett wants to throw to the end zone, high and incomplete, intended for Fitzpatrick, the tight end. Bowers was there too. Aaron Beasley made the play.
Yeah, well, this time throwing to a covered receiver, coming right up the middle right there is Fitzpatrick. He knows it's a stop and go, cover two coverage. Good job that time, taking the stop and go route and making it for nothing. Beasley does the job for Tennessee.
So that brings out the field goal unit. Jack Podlesny in to try a 27-yard field goal out of a Jake Camarda hold. We'll call it 26 yards, and we'll call it good. Georgia tacks on 3 more.
Yeah, and it's a nice drive also. 13 plays, taking some time off the clock, and now making it more than a 2-possession game. They're sideline to sideline, making a play.
Hooker going back to the right side again. Tillman broke a tackle. He's big and physical, and he gets some good yardage down the far sideline to midfield. We're very close to it. Hooker low snap. He's going to run with it all the way here. Does a nice job of it. Picked up 7.
Situation earlier in the game, they didn't pick up a short yardage in this one. They had 3rd and 4th down.
Oh, and Hooker's going to be knocked down by Kobe Dean in the backfield. Wow. He's something.
Yeah, this one should have been handed off. This might have been a read into Kobe Dean playing that defensive end from kind of the bear look when he shifts out to the outside, and that was a give all the way. You can't keep it. That guy's tracking you.
And now instead of 2 runs, you're 4th and 5.
No choice but to go for it here.
Right. Under 3 minutes in the 3rd, trailing by 17. Georgia stopped them on a 4th down a little bit earlier. Hooker has time and delivers to Tillman again. First down.
Oh, he sure stepped into that throw. You know, a lot of them have sailed on him. His dad, he told us his dad taught him how to throw. High elbow like a tennis serve. Left hand slap your brother as you throw it and step into your throw.
Wipe the windshield and slap your brother.
He got it. And he did it that time. Perfect. Fundamentals on that throw, and he delivered a strike.
Second down at 6. Trouble coming. Down he goes. Georgia with a sack. Channing Tindall.
And Channing Tindall is a great blitzer coming from that linebacker spot. And he does it on this one again. Comes in there free, takes the edge, and makes the play. Not a lot of time when those guys are coming.
Tindall came in as a leading tackler for Georgia.
That's 3 pretty good players. That a lot of teams, it might be their main guy if he's playing middle linebacker.
He had 2 sacks against Tennessee last year, and that's his 2nd sack of this year. Now it's 3rd down and a whole bunch. Hooker down the middle, incomplete, no flags. Coverage was Kelee Ringo on Romel Keaton.
Kelee Ringo, the young freshman getting a chance to play. Remember, this secondary lost 4 drafted defensive backs from a year ago. Ringo is getting an opportunity to play. He's probably their 3rd corner to come on the field.
Weren't privy to it, but we saw it happen. 4th down at 13, and from behind, Hooker got away from Smith, but not from Tyndall. Another sack from Channing Tyndall on this drive, and Georgia takes over.
Well, he matched up against Darnell Wright, the left tackle, number 58, and just beats him. Goes to the outside, quickness to the outside, and Wright just cannot hold him off long enough. And that athletic speed around the corner, you can see it just pops when those guys, those big, fast defensive ends, tough to handle for any tackle in college ball.
It's going to be Bennett on the keeper, and he's got a 1st down and slides to the 45. Nifty.
So this is the extra dimension. If there's an advantage, one, played a lot of games, getting the feel, a lot of play for him, but the legs, the wheels, those little keeper plays and bootleg plays. When we talked to Todd Munson, he said that's what he separates him from JT Daniels.
And Georgia's been separated from every team they played so far, and they're 15 minutes away from being 10-0. End of 3. Georgia 27-10. The boys a fall for the Dogs, putting a hurting on the Volunteers right now. Empty backfield. Bennett throws complete. Darnell Washington.
Courageous throw that time by Stetson Bennett. He's staring right into that blitz coming right at him. Watch this, coming right at him. He knows he's on block, steps into the throw, and then duck. Don't fall back and throw. Step and duck, puts it right there. The big man makes the catch.
Wants to throw again. A little bit behind his receiver, but he made the catch. Burton, and he's still going. Wow. All the way down to the 11-yard line. James Cook, the tailback, behind Zamir White, who's playing fullback, and he gets the toss sweep. James Cook to the corner into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. Tack on another score for number 4.
Watch Cedric Van Pran, the center, reaches and turns. It all starts right here. He's got to reach out and block the tackle to his right. Get some help from Truss, number 73. But that seals it off, and then Cook takes it in. Boy, they're a machine up there right now up front.
Zamir White did get a good block as far as leading the way as well. I-formation fullback, take it around the end, old hobnail boot offense right there, right? Podlesny's extra point is good. With 13-14 remaining in the ball game, James Cook having himself a day, capping a 60-yard march with that touchdown run. Remember Texas A&M? The only blemish on Alabama's record is Texas A&M picking them off at College Station. Cedric Tillman in the open field. Down the sideline and out of bounds at the 25. So a big play for the Volunteers.
So one broken tackle, little slant on the play, not handled well enough, breaks the tackle from Kendrick, and it goes and pops for a huge play.
50 yards, 51 in fact, to the 24. And a quick throw back to him. And Tillman wrapped up at the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Hooker. He's not going to get to the AT&T 5G pylon cam. He went the wrong way.
No, it was going to be a quick screen. It was covered well. He had to go and just try to get what he could, but you're not going to get outside Quay Walker.
Nope. Hooker wanted to throw, I think, and now he's over the line of scrimmage, I believe. Incomplete pass. Maybe not.
It has to be everything past the line of scrimmage. Even if your back foot is behind the line of scrimmage, it will... But he's over it. Well, it was close, wasn't it? If the blue line is correct.
Right.
Starts. I think his right foot was right on the line. The linesman's right there looking at it, close enough not to make the call, it looks like.
4th down. Hooker fires, got a man, and it's Jones complete at the 11-yard line. Good for a 1st down.
Remember that matchup? Lewis seen a safety type on Velus Jones. A wide receiver, that's a tough matchup for a safety on a guy in the slot like that. You like to have a corner on a guy like that.
At the 11, 1st and 10. Run all the way. No, more like a Tim Tebow lob over the middle, and not Nakobe Dean. Quay Walker almost picked it off.
One of those play-action plays where you just do it with the quarterback, just like Tebow, Cam Newton type play, but defended well. Look at that defense. Quay Walker smelled it out and got back in there, almost overran it.
Big Jordan Davis almost got Hooker before he let go of that thing.
Yep.
Hooker flushed out of the pocket. Down he goes, way back at the 20. Ball is out. Georgia tracking it down, and they pick it up. Trayvon Walker steps out of bounds with it, if indeed it's a fumble. The officials say it is.
So how about this? A 3-man rush and really 2 spies on the play. Tracked down by Tyndall, and Dean was ready as well.
That's Tyndall's 3rd sack of the second half.
Yes. They ran 3-man rush and then 2 linebackers just waiting for the quarterback to break out of the pocket.
So Georgia has stopped Tennessee on 4th down plays on the last 3 drives, and with it they've kicked a field goal and scored a touchdown. But again, there's Tyndall with sack number 3. The ball comes out because his body was never down.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Fumble recovered by the defense. 1st down, Georgia.
Okay.
I think we did a better job than they did, tell you the truth, Gene. You should have got the win on that.
I'm with you on that one, Gary.
That's a loss of 20 as well, and also a loss of an opportunity to cut into the lead here.
Yeah, and that's going to take that rushing yardage down, under 70 yards again for the game.
The Spike squad, I think they had to let Tyndall just keep that on the rest of the game, the way he's played this second half. And I was wondering whether we'd see JT Daniels maybe with a 34-10 Georgia lead, but it's Stetson Bennett. And Zamir White. And Zamir White finally broke one and almost broke it open. Out across the 40. 10 minutes to go. White again. And White now taking people with him. And this is a case sometimes they get kind of tired of trying to tackle number 3 late in the game. Jamie? We saw JT's parents, Steve and Allie, outside the hotel this morning as Zamir White's going to get another 1st down to get into Tennessee territory. End around coming for Bowers. He scored once on the ground this year. He's got a big gainer here, and he's still going. Bowers inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. 24 yards, rumbling down the field for number 19.
Well, they've got their pick of plays here, and they're just letting it happen. Anything they want, they just are dialing up. And right now, this Tennessee defense is going, we're not going to win the game, and they're blocking us pretty well right now.
That is one impressive freshman, number 19. And all the tight ends gang up on the left side. That's where Kenny McIntosh is to the left of Bennett, and he gets the underhand toss. McIntosh, and he's down inside the 10 to the 5.
Well, the tough thing, and we've talked about this formation, and I predicted more teams would be doing it. 3 tight ends in the field. It's like having 8 offensive linemen and 3 of them being eligible to go out for a pass. It's a tough formation. If you've got those type of versatile players that can block like Bowers does right there and still go out for passes with speed, that's a valuable formation for this football team. They outflank you and outmuscle you at the same time.
They've got the same formation set up again to the left. 1st and goal at the 5. This time a straight handoff to McIntosh, and he is in. Georgia. Kenny McIntosh from 5 yards.
Well, that's a way to finish a football game. A 6-play drive, all runs, and stick it into the end zone.
Kenny McIntosh, his second rushing touchdown of the year, and a happy Kirby Smart over there on the sideline as well. He should be. So after the fumble recovery, 73 yards and 6 plays. Podlesny in for the point after. And it's up and good. And Georgia now running away with this thing as they have scored 41 points after trailing 10-7 earlier in the ball game. And we got a new quarterback in for Tennessee, Joe Milton, who was the starter the first couple of weeks of the season, will take over for Hendon Hooker.
Delay a game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's not the way you want to start a drive. So Hendon's day is done. The night, I should say. 24-37, 241, 1, and an interception. Not terrible when you look at him, but wasn't nearly enough against this Georgia defense. Milton has it batted in the air. Mel Walthour.
Chance to play. Walthour says, yeah, I'm good too. I was recruited 4-star, 5-star, whatever. Take a guess, just go 4. You can't be that far off.
That's right. Quick throw out to Jones. And he's wrapped up and actually going to lose about a yard. Kendrick out there on the corner. So 3rd and long. Joe Milton, a transfer from Michigan, played there 3 years before coming here to Rocky Top. Started the season, and now the number 2 guy, and the number 2 guy in today. Gonna show his arm here. Deep ball, man there, got it. Down to the 26 to Cedric Tillman.
Tillman does a good job of using his body to keep him between him and the ball. Kendrick is there, but he backs up into him and makes the catch.
So Tillman is at a 50-yarder and a 53-yarder now. One was a run and a catch. That one was, most of that 53 was in the air. Jalen Wright gets it inside the 20.
It's not like Kirby has called off the dogs here. He wants to hold and keep this defensive record going. By the way, Jordan Davis in the football game. Right here, I think he is.
He's hard to miss. Milton fires to the corner, tipped away at the last moment by Lewis Cine.
So if you don't think this Georgia defense or program wants this record, it's 41-10. And they've got their starters out there trying to hold off this last score. Great coverage that time. Not only the tip, but Kendrick is right there with the coverage as well.
3rd down and 2. Get the 2, not by much. Jalen Wright got just to the marker tonight for them. Milton quarterback draw. Didn't draw much except tacklers. Chaz Chambliss made the tackle.
That's life as being the defensive coordinator for Nick Saban or Kirby Smart. Kirby had to take it all those years at Alabama.
Now he can give a little.
He gives a little now, yep.
Jordan Davis trying to get off the field. I don't know if he did. Milton to the far side, caught. And it's Jones, a couple yards shy of the first down. They didn't throw a flag. I
think they did.
Did they?
Yep.
I didn't see the flag, but I did see Jordan Davis not get out of out of bounds before that snap.
Illegal substitution against the defense. More than 11 players on the field during the play. 5-yard penalty. Replay third down.
Milton fires to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Tennessee. Bayless Jones. I beg your pardon, Cedric Tillman to cap off a brilliant day. Now he's in the end zone.
Well, Kirby rolled the dice trying to stop him on fourth down again. And they stuck it in the end zone. Good throw. Got the outside receiver on a slant. One-on-one coverage. They blitz inside. You know you got one-on-one. And outside leverage. He takes it inside and he completes it.
Tillman, that'll put him at 200 receiving yards and a touchdown today on 10 catches. That's a pretty good day. Chase McGrath, the point after, is up and good.
Just one more look at the touchdown. You've got a blitz on. You've got man-to-man coverage. They got to get all the way to the end zone. You've got inside technique here. The only place you can't get beat is inside. Okay, I got the defense on. I got it. And what do? Give them the inside.
And he rifled that thing into Tillman for the touchdown. Capping a 75-yard drive in 10 plays. About 3.5 minutes, and on fourth down, they not only convert the fourth down, they get the touchdown.
A little toss.
Oh, nice hit by Jeremy Banks again, who made the first contact. Milton being chased down and dumped down. And it's Chaz Chambliss again putting the pressure on. That's going to end it. No matter how you hurry up, you can't go any faster. And number 1 Georgia shows why. Against their SEC East rivals, the Volunteers. And that makes it 10 wins in the last 12 outings and 5 straight. Georgia over Tennessee. 41-17 the final. And Kirby Smart a winner. Not a good day for Smokey. It was early, but then number 4 James Cook and company took over for the top-ranked Dogs. For Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Knoxville. Final score 41-17, top-ranked Georgia. We'll get you back to Adam Zucker and the guys for the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage right after these messages. See you in Tuscaloosa next Saturday.